good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out top 10 oversellers in WWE history. This video is by Wrestling Flashback. When I think of oversellers in WWE history, as far as top 10, the names that come to mind would have to be Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, The Rock pretty much oversold a couple moves too when he oversold the Stunner and other moves as well. Billy Gunn kind of oversold a couple moves. Those are the names that come to mind, but I know it's gonna be a lot of other wrestlers that probably I wouldn't even think of that's in this video, man. So let's hop into it.
The term "sell" in wrestling refers to
Ricochet as well. Ricochet always RVD.
Realistic. The wrestler is selling the idea that they hurt the people watching the match. Over the history of pro wrestling, a handful of superstars have garnered a reputation for being too good at selling, sometimes to their own detriment.
Ooh.
But when somebody oversells a move, it means they're going a bit far with it.
Yeah. Bob Backlund,
like
he's another
some
one.
People don't.
Damn.
But there's no denying that it can be downright hilarious.
I remember that.
So in this video, I break down the top 10 oversellers in wrestling history.
They need to do another NXT Raw and SmackDown Survivor Series match. Stunner!
Special mentions go out to Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Man. What the hell?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Hell no.
And the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Brock? Out of all people? Brock? That's a shocker right there.
Triple H. There is no doubt that Triple H is one of the best inside the square circle,
yeah.
But he's been known to oversell on a number of occasions. Whether it's his classic turnbuckle bump inspired by Harley Race, where he flips outside the ring, his hilarious
the other one when he did that, it was one of the matches like from 06.
Or his own version of the Flair flop.
World Championship on SmackDown.
The game might have taken the
right
a
there.
bit far at times, but there is no denying that it was so entertaining and still remembered to this day. Number 9, Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase was considered one of the finest in-ring workers of his generation. DiBiase was regularly the victim of hot tag comebacks by the good guys.
Damn.
He'd frequently bounce around the ring and act like he just got knocked out. He was also notable for perfecting a forward and backward flip on the mat. In particular, from his failed double axe handle from the turnbuckle.
Damn.
Number 8, Scott Hall.
Scott
As
Hall.
Razor Ramon, he didn't go too
Rest in
overboard
peace.
with the selling, but when he made the move to WCW, Scott Hall would frequently take it too far in the most hilarious way possible.
Finger splash.
The facial expressions combined with the flailing around the ring made him so entertaining to watch.
I've never seen a human being do anything like this in my life. This has never been done in our sport. Kevin Nash better be in.
Have a look back at his uncensored 1998 match with Sting, and some would say it was Shawn Michaels and Hogan-esque in terms of overselling throughout the match. Even when he made his way back to the WWE in 2002, he didn't disappoint.
Another one.
Number 7, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn
Billy
used to
Gunn.
love bump
Somebody
and
who I
run,
mentioned.
flipping and flapping like he was in a pinball machine. Some of his most infamous oversells include the unique sell of the Stone Cold Stunner, running headfirst into the corner post,
That's a Dolph Ziggler type sell right there.
and flipping in the air when taking a clothesline.
play there for Mr. Ass.
Damn.
There's no denying that Billy Gunn
Ray.
has amazing oversells.
The Undertaker. They don't like each other. We said that earlier.
Number 6, Devon Dudley.
I forgot all about Devon.
I mean, if you haven't seen him selling that chair shot from ECW as if he was having a seizure, you're in for a treat.
Convulsing and stuff. I forgot all about. What the hell? Damn. I forgot all about Devon.
He also mastered the classic leg tremble when getting hit with a high-flying move.
Picture perfect 450 split.
As well as frequently going into convulsions, which would be called out by the commentators.
Them the good days right there.
His overselling was so good that years later, Xavier Woods even imitated him when being hit with a 3D through the table.
He's trembling on the table.
Now before we go on to the top 5, let's reminisce on some of the true MVPs when it comes to overselling. I'm talking about the referees, managers and announcers who have really perfected the art over the years.
Especially the refs. What the hell?
Michael just pulled the referee right in front of the hitman. Oh! Went for a springboard off the chair and nailed the official.
What the hell?
Both have big matches coming. Oh my! Oh God! Oh no! It's taking so much touch.
Damn. Oh! What the hell? He ain't touch you. Damn.
Number 5, Rick Rude.
Ravishing
Rick Rude was known for his extremely shredded upper body and his ability to work inside the squared circle and bump all over the place. Whether he was being tossed from pillar to post or bearing the crack of his ass for the world to see, Rude knew how to turn it up to 11 when it came to selling a story. He was so known for his dramatic overselling, there is even a Twitter page devoted to his selling of the atomic
For real?
Into the rope, elevation, atomic drop, sending Rude in. Atomic drop.
Another one. This the throwback sting, surfer sting right there.
Legacy to leave. Number 4, The Rock.
People's champion.
WWE
Somebody else I
fans shared
picked.
videos, gifs, and social media posts of The Rock's classic selling countless times as the years go on. Rock was among the few wrestlers that reached the highest level who cared more about making his opponents look good.
Damn.
The infamous sells for the Stone Cold Stunner will live in infamy for Rock's over-the-top
Yes, sir.
selling. While the Stunner is a great move itself, The Rock added a
made it
special
10 times
effect to
better.
it. He used to flip all the way across the ring as if he'd been hit by a train.
Damn.
He mentioned that he did this because he and Austin would bet cases of beer on how crazy Rock could get with his sell of the famous Stunner. Number 3.
I bet they always had a good
Nature Boy
time in the
Ric Flair
ring.
is one of the most entertaining wrestlers ever, be on the mic or wrestling. Ric Flair actually
Ric
sold
Flair
his
should have been
ring
somebody I
this way,
named.
sometimes which many often felt as overselling. He took those simple moves and tried his best to make them look dangerous. At the time, it definitely worked, but looking back, it's hilarious because of how far the business has come since then. From a simple chop to the chest to an Irish whip in the corner, Flair would sell it all. Flair did the turnbuckle spot in nearly every match. What he would do is put his hands on both sides of the middle rope by the turnbuckle, turn his body upside down and then go over the top. He's also infamous for his exaggerated Flair flop. After being on the receiving end of a barrage of strikes from foes, Rick would stumble out of the corner and fall flat on his face in comedic fashion.
defensively. Eddie Guerrero talked to him before the big one.
Oh, the nosedive! The championship matches! Where goes Faceless? Where's the respect there?
Rick made a Hall of Fame career out of embellishing the impact of many moves, but it also helped him become loved by millions.
Oh my! And Hardy, when the name's a brewery, and the nature boy caught in the temple. Oh, certainly fair play.
Number 2, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels thrived in every area of wrestling when making his name in WWE.
Yep.
Michaels would become known for his selling throughout his career, but like the others in this list, amongst the great selling there were some heavily exaggerated oversells.
Oh.
Shawn Michaels was often the prototype of a WWE superstar that intentionally oversold. Bouncing from turnbuckle to turnbuckle and flipping over the top rope countless times. Michaels was also known for taking a page out of Ric Flair's book by getting Irish whipped into the corner and flipping up and over the turnbuckle to the floor. His most infamous overselling came from his match with Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 2005, where he flopped around like a dying fish throughout the match.
Ooh.
There are better, more positive examples of the man selling in an overly dramatic fashion, and they're all awesome to watch.
Number one gotta be Hulk Hogan. Oh, Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, became known for his selling more than anything else when working against other credible talents in strong
I forgot all about
matches.
Mr. Perfect.
Michaels really going after Mr. Perfect. An inverted and a forward atomic drop.
Ric Flair may have put the concept of overselling on the map, but Mr. Perfect brought it to the forefront of the WWF. Perfect's matches against Bret Hart, Tito Santana, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Kerry Von Erich, and many more saw him flying all over the ring, twisting and turning upside down several times a match. At WrestleMania 6, Perfect sold like crazy for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. At SummerSlam 1991, despite being in quite intense pain due to a back injury, Perfect was keen to put Bret Hart over in a big way in front of a Madison Square Garden crowd.
Ooh.
One of his most famous oversells was to receive an Irish whip into the corner and then dramatically front flip out as if the impact had been too powerful.
Mr. Perfect. That's been hard in the corner, so hard in fact.
That looked just unrealistic.
Limited, Hennig still did his best to thump around the ring.
That was just being extra right there.
Chops,
Ooh.
if you will, in our sport. And right now, Hennig's not thinking of chops.
In between two.
Hennig's selling style was his signature and that of a pioneer, as it would lead to future comparisons down the road for the other men on this list.
That makes it hurt. Oh.
And for that reason, he has to top our list today.
Overcame that logo. As Mr. Perfect.
And that brings us to the end of this video.
Yeah.
As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments who you think is the greatest overseller of all time. If you like this one, be sure to check out our video where we rank the top 10 best mic workers of all time.
Alright, y'all, man, this was a great video, man. I really can't choose who was the greatest overseller in history, because you had Ric Flair, who I completely forgot about. You had he added Triple H to the list. I knew The Rock was gonna be on there. I thought Dolph Ziggler was gonna be on there as well. Scott Hall, I forgot about Scott Hall. I said Billy Gunn. Who else? And I completely forgot about Devon as well, because Devon pretty much oversold moves back in the day. Like, it was crazy, man. So let me know who y'all thought had the top, who a part of the top 10 oversells. Who else could have been in this video, or who else during this era that we currently in are some of the best oversellers in history. Let me know in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.